in my eyes, but I'm just gonna take you on a little journey through Juneau, beautiful little city in Alaska. You can see the sun and the mist and the clouds. It's pretty, gorgeous day. Um, so yeah, let me take you on a little tour to the historic downtown. Um, and there is an amazing state museum here that's down there. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. That is actually an incredible museum. If you're ever in Juneau, highly recommend it. Lots of really cute homes here that have been here a long time. They're adorable. Look at that parking space. Little free book library. There's also a tiny little city museum here. It's mostly about the gold rush here and what was happening during that time and the change of capitals and all the drama with that. And you can kind of look up there and you can see Mount Juneau. And we've had a lot of rain for the past week, and you can see the streams are running pretty well, little waterfalls. And that ridge all the way at the top is where we hiked last week, a 15-mile hike along the ridge. It starts with going up to there from um, where we were staying here in Juneau. So going up to, I think, 3,600 feet, I think it is up there, maybe 3,800. And then walking along the ridge for 15 miles, down and up, down and up. A few sketchy spots that my kids who are in their 20s are a lot more comfortable with. But we did it. It was 12 hours, I think. Yeah. Very hot day, which is kind of funny. We first had 4 days of sunshine and really hot weather. I mean, for here in the 80s, which is hot when you're carrying a pack and hiking for 12 hours, but absolutely gorgeous. If you're up to a hike like that and you're younger, it won't take quite as long. I think our kids did it in 6 or 7 hours. I mean, they're young, so they can do it very quickly. Um, Beautiful. Lots of stuff to see. Yeah. Oh, look, there's a helicopter up there. They're working on repairing that. Oh gosh, what do you call that? Basically, it's a little gondola. So it's a gondola ride that goes from down by the cruise ships at sea level up to the top. And that way you don't have to hike. But therein lies the danger. We've, in the last year, I remember there were 3 different people died because they weren't prepared and they went up there and they slipped on the snow and ice at the top and went over a cliff. And so it's, uh, it's Alaska, folks. It doesn't have all the guardrails and safety features that some of the states in the lower 48 have. It's still pretty wild, even though you're right in the middle of the city. And then when you get out of the city, very wild. Lots of bears and other wildlife and deep brush and forest and all that good stuff. I'm going to cross the street here. It's a little pretty to go downtown. Let's see. Yeah, look at down there. You can see. Do you see that thing that looks taller than the building? Looks like a building? That is a cruise ship. For me, I'd never been up close and personal with a cruise ship. I've never taken a cruise, nor do I wish to. It is bigger than the buildings. It's kind of obscene, actually. It looks like a floating city. I think it holds over 2,000 people. To me, it looks like a floating prison ship, but hey. Um, and they dock right here in Juneau every day during the summer, spring and summer, and they are massive. And the city is overflowing with tourists and all that stuff. Oh, yeah. If you're not familiar with bear safe trash cans, you stick your hand in there to push a latch so you can open it and put trash in. I see so many people confused. But that's the idea, is to keep bears from opening up because there are bears wandering the streets. Saw one the other night walking down the street in front of us. My son was outside taking a phone call, and while he was doing that, 4 bears came by in the space of less than an hour. So a lot of bears that wander the streets here, and then, I mean, you can see how close the wilderness is. If you look up at the top of that hill, that is where the forest begins and goes up the mountain, and there's homes kinda tucked in there. My son lives right back on the very edge of that forest, so, yeah, bears come through, and we see them all the time. There's the mountain again. Um, yeah. Oh, look at that car. Oh my gosh. Beauty. Pretty, pretty. So, yeah, I'm gonna go to the heart of the downtown, and it's a really lovely little town. Lots of, cafes, coffee shops, antique art, a lot of art galleries, tons of art galleries. It's a very artistic community, very creative community, more than probably any city I've been in for this size. I keep forgetting to look it up. I think Juneau's about 35,000. It's not that big. It's very isolated. You can't drive here. No highways or interstate systems reach it. So you either fly into the airport or you take a ship in, and that's it. You can't get in any other way. But tons and tons of artists and music artists. We go to a lot of live music here. All the different clubs and bars and places have a lot of live music. We went the other night. I think I shared that with somebody who had actually been a school teacher here. It's kind of funny. And now is a music artist, a really good one, very talented. Um, but yeah, they have something called First Friday, the first Friday of every month, where every bar and coffee shop and art gallery has featured artists, live music, poetry readings, you name it. Very artistic community. I love it. Very liberal for Alaska, which is also what I love about it. Completely compared to where I grew up. Oh, here's some art. And in one of these art galleries, my daughter's art is featured. So it's up on the wall. My daughter Juliana. There's my favorite used bookstore. Rainy day or rainy retreat books. They have a lot of used books and rare books. They have new too. It's a adorable little bookshop. Usually has a dog sleeping. That cafe's nice, but there's days it's not open. It opens late. Then the coffee shop we usually go to is right there, Heritage. Nice coffee shop. They have a few locations scattered throughout the city, but drugstore, a lot of art, a lot of flowers. Look at all the flowers. It's just such a pretty city. They care. It's kind of nice. Look at that. Oh, look at that monstrosity. Okay. I won't take you past all the bars and stuff over there because sometimes there's some questionable characters hanging around outside. I don't want to expose you to that, but it's look how close the mountain and forest is. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go on down here. It's funny that they feature this plant. It's called Devil's Club, and it's planted right here because it's native. But boy, oh boy, you do not want to touch this thing. It's covered. Even the leaves have spikes underneath them. So it's kind of like a nettle on steroids. And I've run into it on hikes. You learn quickly to do everything you can to avoid it because the tips break off in your skin and it itches and blisters. And you do not want Devil's Club. And so if you're going to come here and you're going to hike, learn to recognize it and avoid it. But there isn't any poison oak or poison ivy, which is really nice. Um, I believe no snakes, no venomous snakes at all. Very few spiders. I mean, the weather is not super temperate, obviously. So, kind of a dream place to be if you don't like spiders and snakes. Do have mosquitoes and flies and no CMs. But they're not as bad here as farther north and inland, from what I understand. And I haven't been to Anchorage yet and other places, so I can't verify that, but I've heard horror stories and I've seen videos of the mosquitoes and all that stuff. But, it's not that bad here. Not that bad. You do have to wear extra tufts, which is very popular here. Waterproof boot comes up just under your knee because lots of water on the hikes, lots of, boggy areas, even some snow. If you look up, you probably can't see it here. There's still snow at the higher elevations if you saw my other photos and videos. So, yeah, you don't want something that's not waterproof. You don't want something that doesn't protect you if you go in deep. The muskeg is all over here. So this is a rainforest. And people think that's funny because they think tropical rainforest, but it's not always tropical. Juneau, this area receives more rainfall than most of the world, which is kind of funny. But it's a rainforest, and that means lots of water. And the muskeg, which is a protected marshy kind of ecosystem, very fragile. So they put boards down. You'll hike on boardwalks where it's usually two boards side by side for miles and miles and miles, and wooden steps going up to make it possible because it's hard otherwise. All right, we're waiting to cross. They have people help because boy, oh boy, there's a lot of us. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, let's go down to the docks and give you a closer view. Oh, we could probably see some of the seaplanes. So I did take a seaplane when I was here last year. I came to volunteer at Littleport, which is a NOAA facility, science facility for marine science, and help them with what they were doing with the salmon that time of the year. So I was there for a couple weeks, I think. And the only way to get there, it's a very isolated island full of bears and coastal browns, not black bears. So it's a little more dangerous, a little more scary. But you're fine if you're smart and you carry bear spray and announce yourself every 50 feet. Yeah. So the sound you're hearing is a seaplane. So there's definitely seaplanes here. It's going to get loud. I don't know how much you can hear me, but I'll just come down here. We don't come down here often because it's so crowded with tourists. And you'll see. Oh yeah, one just came in. You can see it spinning down. So that's the kind of seaplane that we took through a different, I called Ward Air, a different facility. It takes people in for various reasons. A lot of people who go deep and go to other islands to go hunting and fishing, stuff like that. So you can charter it. These give little tours. This is Wings. And not the Wings from the TV show. So sorry, you're not gonna meet those guys. Hi, there they are. Yeah, there's restaurants in there, and you can watch the planes taking off and landing, which is kind of a thrill to see a plane take off and land from the water. I don't know. I think it's cool. There used to be a great little ice cream shop in here, but they've changed. It's still good ice cream, but it's not local anymore. Yeah, all the way back up to the mountain. If you have sharp eyes, you might be able to see some of the goats up there. So there's little white dots from here. Lots of goats up there. Let's see. So yeah, there's the plains. Really pretty. That's Douglas Island, where a lot of people live. And we've gone over there. There's some hikes. You go to the Treadwell mine, which I shared information about. The disaster where the mine collapsed and seawater came in, destroyed the town. It was a thriving community, producing tons of gold. And then the disaster happened, kind of wiped everything out. I think nobody died, which is amazing. Happened in the middle of the night. So that's the only thing that saved everybody. But kind of destroyed operations and everybody had to leave. And now all the deep mine shafts are filled with seawater for the last, 100, 200 years, something like that. These sculptures are cool. It's like are whale tails, if you see, and they light up and change color at night. Really pretty. This is the docks, so you can see the scale of these things. So yeah, if you've never done it, this is what it looks like, and you can see why I think it looks like a prison ship. Everybody's got their little cells where they can come out and look. The funny thing is, very few people actually leave the ship and come ashore. Um, Even though it feels overwhelming as a local or somebody who's not a tourist, because there's so many people. It's actually a small fraction of everybody who could get off the ship and come down here. So yeah, this is it. The library's at the top there. It's a nice library, really nice. Top of that parking structure. Beautiful library, great views. You can see all the glass windows. So you can go up there and relax, use the Wi-Fi, watch all the people coming on and off the tour ships, which is amusing. It is, if you like people watching, this is an amazing place to do it. There are people from all over the world here. It's pretty fascinating. Yeah, cruise ship all the way down there. And they're only allowed to stay here during the day. So they come in, I've seen some come in as early as 6, I think. I don't know when they can dock. And then they are supposed to leave by 10 p.m. So they can't spend the night, which I think was a wise decision by the city. Because then the locals can come out and enjoy the local scene in the bars and relax without tourists swarming everywhere. Because it does get to be a bit much. You try to go and get a coffee and there's a line, 50 people deep, apparently super confused about how you order coffee. The same with every restaurant and all that stuff. So a lot of people who live here don't come down here. They're up like the Mendenhall Valley area and lots of restaurants and shopping and cafes and all the housing where people live is in the valley, and the glacier's over there, which is amazing, the Mendenhall Glacier. Another place you should visit if you come here. We hiked up and actually went up the other shore and touched the glacier rather than just standing down by the tourist center, because you can't get a great view of the glacier. You certainly can't touch it. There's a waterfall, which is cool. I mean, you can visit that, but it's crowded. Lots and lots of tourists. So yeah, this goes on and on and on, and I'm getting down into the touristy areas, as you can see. And if you want a crab leg, you can get one at Tracy's Crab Shack down here for $95 per leg. Luckily, my daughter's fiance is an avid fisherman and built his own crab pots and got his limit. And the first day I helped him drop the pot. And for those that are uneducated, uninformed, and unaware, it is actually good for people to have licenses, legitimate fishing and hunting, because populations do become too large and unsustainable. That happened as I was growing up in Nebraska with deer permits. When the deer weren't hunted, they became overpopulated and they start spreading diseases and they start dying of disease because our natural predators have disappeared. There's no more wolves. Well, few wolves, very few mountain lions. So the same thing happens with other types of animals and fish and crab. It's sustainable fishing. It's ethical, and we eat what we catch. We aren't idiots who waste the food or make trophies out of it. So if you don't understand how that system works, that shows me you've never been a part of it, and it's kind of ignorant. And so I will just block you. I blocked one person yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. You don't get it. You don't understand it. And I'm not going to talk with you about it. I'm not going to argue with you about it. There's plenty of places to learn about sustainable and ethical practices. And if you think freshwater fishing and hunting are more ethical than poor animals that are kept in cages and farms, you don't know much, unfortunately. Sorry. Go educate yourself before you come back, or just unfollow people. You can unfollow me. You can block me. I don't want to hear from you. Yeah. So that's it. Lots of murals. See, I saw them painting that one, refreshing it last year. It's gorgeous. Like I said, huge artistic community here. That's about it, I guess. The rest of this down here in Tourist Central is probably not that interesting. You've probably seen similar things on New Jersey Boardwalk, Santa Cruz Boardwalk, San Francisco, parts of New York. There's a lot of stuff that is extra touristy, lots of jewelry and all kinds of tourist garbage, t-shirts and stuff, and then it's of no interest really. It's not the real Alaska. It's not the real Juneau. You got to stay a while. We've been here 2 weeks. We got another week. Last year we were here for 6 weeks, and you really get to become part of the community and get to know people and start to live like a local, which is fun. My kids have been here for years. Love it. They're very outdoorsy people. They love camping, backpacking, hiking, fishing, just super outdoorsy. I mean, we raised them that way. In California, we were hiking with them when they were in backpacks on our backs. So they've always been a part of this. Love it. And Alaska is kind of the last frontier in America. Still got tons of wild areas. You go out north of Juneau into the wilderness, and you can hike all the way out to a cabin and not see a single soul. And it's the only cabin on the lake. No one else there. Just you and the forest and the bears and the fish. And it's beautiful. And I like it. Last great wilderness in my lifetime, at least. I'm sure it'll change. Anyway, you've seen most of Juneau by this point. There are other little gems like Deckhand Dave's up there, and some of my favorite saloons and bars. And I wouldn't recommend the Red Dog Saloon unless you want something really touristy, but it is very touristy. It's an experience. There's also the Alaskan Hotel, which has been here since the gold rush, with a bar. We did karaoke there. It's very old school. Very old. I actually spent a night in the hotel, and it's supposedly haunted, which is cool. I survived it. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll let you go and stop the live.